Welcome to Create with Cheryl. Today we'll be creating a Valentine treat card that's both a card and a treat box in one. This is based on a tutorial from Split Coast Stampers that I've modified to hold 4 Hershey's Kisses. We'll start with a piece of real red cardstock cut to 5 inches by 11 inches. We'll score it using my Simply Scored tool. In landscape, you can see I've marked with my markers all my landscape score marks, and we'll be scoring at 3 3/4 inch, 8 3/4 inch, 9 1/4 inch, 10 1/4 inch, and 10 3/4 inch. I'll turn it 90 degrees and score in my portrait at 4 3/4 and 3/4. Now that I have my scoring done, I'll switch to my rotary cutter and just cut off the excess that I don't need. I'll line up that score line that I just did in portrait with my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it off all the way until I get to this main tab section where I have several of the score lines close together. I'll do the same on the other side, just using my score lines as a guide, cutting off to that tab section. Now you should have 2 long flaps that are ready to be trimmed off. I'll grab my paper snips and just trim 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. This last little tab can also be removed entirely. Those out of the way, I'm ready to taper my smaller tabs. Whenever I'm making a box, I find it's easier if you taper the smaller tabs in towards the larger tab, so that when you are assembling the box, it's okay if you didn't cut perfectly straight. You'll have a little wiggle room. Then you should have something that looks like this. Now it's time to mark my window where my candies will show through, will peek out the top. The way I'm going to do that is using my word window punch, and this is actually from our punch template. So I'm going to mark one here, then I'm going to just scoot it over a little bit, mark another one, scoot it over, and mark the last one. Then I'll take my word window punch, flip it over, and just carefully line them up and punch them out one at a time. So I'll continue that across till I get my entire window, and then I'll just go ahead and fold on all the score lines this way, and even that little 1/4 inch flap there, and then this way as well. Once I've got them all folded and run over with my bone folder, you want to have a good sharp crease so that your box will come together nicely. You'll have something like this, and then you'll want to decorate it. So you get something like this. And to decorate this one, I used a new stamp set that's available in the Occasions mini catalog. It's called Take It to Heart. And I used this adorable little bicycle couple. So this could be good for kids or for adults. So I inked that up in some classic black ink. I stamped it onto some vanilla cardstock, and then I just went ahead and cut this one out by hand. So I trimmed all the way around, just right at the edge of the ink line there, to get my little heart. And then to get this nice small red mat around it, I used a new product in our Occasions Mini called Framelits. This is the Hearts collection. They come in this nice durable little envelope. And as you can see, they come in graduated sizes. The largest heart is a scalloped edge. I'm going to use this heart right here. And these have a small lip right along the inside edge, and that's actually the cutting blade. It's quite sharp. And so this way, when you turn it over and place it on your paper, you can see exactly where you're going to cut, which is around that inside edge. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to grab my Big Shot here. I am going to grab my multi-purpose platform with both tabs closed, a cutting pad, my paper, which is our newsprint designer series paper, place my framelit edge side down onto my DSP, my designer series paper, line it up just exactly how I want it. This is the beauty of these dies, is that you can see exactly how you're going to cut. Now what I found is that when you place your paper on your cutting pad, your cutting pad may be a little bit warped. I don't know if you can see that there, but mine is. So it's concave this way. So I'm going to put the part that's most sunken down on my cutting pad, on my multi-purpose platform there, so that the paper can kind of rest in that little well it creates. That just helps me not move it out of place when I go to cut. Now I'm going to place the other cutting pad carefully on top, run it through my Big Shot, ta-da! Now I'm going to keep the negative, the outline image actually this time instead of the heart itself. And I'm going to use that to decorate the card front. On the inside, I'll place just a piece of vanilla cardstock that I've already stamped with a sentiment from our Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set. This says Happy Valentine's Day. Adhere this to the front. Before I adhere this to the front, I'm just going to cut out a little heart using our small heart punch there, so that I have a little bit of red showing through. And then I can take a vintage trinket, a little safety pin, and just pop it right through the cardstock where that heart is. So I just ran it through and then back up, tied on a little taffeta ribbon, and got that cute little decoration there. I stuck on my main image with some dimensionals, some Stampin' Dimensionals, and then the last thing that there is to do is just fill it with some candy and close it up. So what I'm going to do is run some snail adhesive right along this little 1/4-inch flap that's right here at the edge. You could use some stronger adhesive if you want, but the snail's been holding up for me just fine. You could put some sticky strip on there if you'd like. Then I'm going to load it up with my kisses. They're little flags poking out the window, which I just think looks really cute. So try to finagle those into there and not let them all walk away. And then just bring this top part over. Stand those guys up at attention. There we go. And just scoot that little 1/4-inch flap right underneath them. Smush it down. Add some glue dots to each of your small flaps here and close it up. Did the same thing on this side. Close it up. And that is your adorable Valentine kiss card. Happy Valentine's Day.